Hey everyone, and welcome. So today, we're going to break down a role-playing game that's all about getting you and your friends telling some absolutely epic stories and doing it fast. This is your explainer for Gateway RPG.
All right, so picture this. You've got this amazing idea for an adventure. You want to get your friends together, roll some dice, and just build this awesome story from scratch. Sounds perfect, right? But then you hit that first big wall.
Yep, exactly. For so many people, the biggest thing stopping them from jumping into tabletop RPGs is the rulebooks themselves. We're talking hundreds of pages, complicated charts. It feels like you need to do hours of homework before you can even play. It's a lot.
Well, that is precisely the problem Gateway RPG is here to solve. This is right from the source, it's their whole mission statement, and it just says it all. The goal here is to make role-playing quick, accessible, and all about the story, not the stat blocks.
Okay, so here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we'll get into the whole philosophy of the game. Then we'll look at the super simple core mechanic. After that, we'll see how to make a character and play using the standard rules. And finally, we'll check out the advanced rules for when you want to add a little more spice.
All right, let's jump right into part one. What is Gateway really all about? I mean, the name kind of gives it away, right? It's designed to be your easy access on-ramp into the entire hobby. So, if you've heard of games like D&D, a lot of this is going to feel familiar. You've got character stats, you're rolling dice, you're getting into thrilling fights. But Gateway takes all that and just trims the fat. It strips away the complexity so the game keeps moving, prioritizing these really creative story-first moments over making you memorize a bunch of complex rules. Okay, now let's pop the hood and look at the engine of the game. And I'm not kidding, once you get this one single concept, you pretty much understand how to play all of Gateway. It all comes down to the D20, that iconic 20-sided die. You want to swing a sword, persuade a stubborn guard, investigate a weird clue? You're going to roll a D20 to see if you pull it off. Seriously, that's the foundation for almost everything.
Now here's where it gets really clever. There are just two key modifiers that can affect almost any roll. If you've got an edge, maybe you have the high ground, or you're using the perfect tool, you get advantage. That means you roll 2 dice and take the better result. Nice! But if things are working against you, you have disadvantage. You roll 2 dice and have to take the lower one.
And this is how your character's natural talents tie directly into that system. Some things your character is just really good at. Those are called proficiencies. And when you do something related to that, boom, you automatically get advantage. On the flip side, they'll have weaknesses or deficiencies, which give you disadvantage. And if it's something they're just kind of average at, it's just a normal 1-die roll. So, now that we have that core mechanic down, let's actually build a hero. And using these standard rules, we're talking about a process that takes literally minutes, not hours.
See, making a character is just a conversation. You just tell the game master your idea. I want to be a grizzled space marine. Or I'm a forest elf who talks to animals. The GM will ask a few questions to flesh that out, and then together you just decide what they're good at, their proficiency, and what they're not so good at, their deficiency. And that's pretty much it. You're ready to play.
Your whole character is built around these 6 classic traits. Strength helps you hit things up close. Dexterity is for shooting, sneaking, and dodging. Constitution is your health. You get the idea. Your proficiencies and deficiencies are tied to these, affecting a whole bunch of different actions with just one simple choice.
And look how this simple system creates totally different characters. Take Dag the Barbarian. He's got a proficiency in strength, so he's a beast in a fight. But he's got a deficiency in intelligence, so he's probably not solving any riddles. Then you've got Duke Starslayer, the space wizard. He's got a proficiency in dexterity, so he's super agile and hard to hit. Look at that higher armor class. But he's deficient in constitution, so he has fewer hit points. 2 very different heroes, born from the exact same simple rules. Okay, so you've got your hero. You're ready to go. So what does a game actually look like? What are you doing when it's your turn to act?
Well, it all comes right back to that D20 roll. The game master, or GM, sets the scene. They'll say, okay, a chasm blocks your path. You'll need to leap across it. And they'll set a target number in their head. That's the difficulty class, or DC. Your job is to roll that D20, see if you have advantage or disadvantage, and try to meet or beat that target number.
And here, this is a perfect example of that rules-lite philosophy in action. In the standard rules, there's no messing with extra damage dice. If you hit, whether it's with a tiny dagger or a massive battle axe, it deals exactly 1 point of damage. This makes combat super fast, super clear, and really cinematic.
Now that is awesome for getting started and just jumping into the fun. But, what if your group has played a few games and you're all thinking, what if we wanted a little more detail, a little more crunch?
Well, that brings us to our last section. Gateway has you covered with a whole bunch of optional advanced rules. These are things you can sprinkle in whenever you feel like you're ready to add some new layers to your game. And this right here is a fantastic example of the core difference. Remember how in the standard rules, being proficient in dexterity made you good at everything related to it? Well, in the advanced rules, you can get way more specific. You can choose to be proficient in just stealth or just lockpicking. It lets you build characters who are true specialists.
And here's another great one. Instead of that flat 1 point of damage rule, you can introduce damage dice. So now, that dagger and that great axe feel really different. A change like this adds more mechanical depth and gives you more meaningful choices when you're outfitting your hero.
So yeah, that's Gateway RPG in a nutshell. It's this simple, super flexible system that's really just designed to get out of your way and let you and your friends focus on the story. Whether you stick with the fast, simple standard rules, or you start mixing in the advanced options, the system is just a tool. The only real question left is, what are you going to do with it?
And honestly, the best part? The whole thing is free. You can go to any of these official sites right now, download the rulebooks, and start your own adventure today. Thanks so much for watching.